Okay, so I'm here with Mommy. We're gonna be talking about, uh, I guess, your history with video games and if you love them or not. So, I mean, the first question here is, do you still play video games?
No, not really.
You don't?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, how often did you play? When you would play?
What do you like when?
No, I mean, like when you did play video games, when you considered yourself to play video games, how often did you play?
Like every day?
Every day?
Yeah.
And then I guess the next question is, what do they mean to you? I guess now. No, actually, what did they mean to you? Because you said you don't really play them now. Like, what value did they add to your life?
Um.
For instance, did it help you get over someone's passing? Did you play them because a friend played them? Did you play them because like a family member? Like, or like it reminded you of, like you played co-op games to play with your friends. Like that's what people do. Like they play party games.
No, I don't. No, I think it was just to. I don't think there's really a thing behind it. I just like playing games.
Okay, so then why did you fall out of love with them? So that's why I asked that question beforehand, because like if they like meant like, oh, I used to play them because of.
No, I think I stopped playing them as much because, after I had a kid, it was just. Yeah.
So then you fell out of love with them because you had a kid?
I guess not as much like time. Like if I have time, I just want to be relaxing or something.
So like why didn't you go back to them? Now that your daughter's a little bit older and you can have some more downtime, why don't you go back to them? You said that you'd rather do something else. So like what other things would you rather do than play?
Because there hasn't been a GTA game in like forever.
Oh, so you just GTA? Well, they're not going to come out with 6. They've announced some stuff. And you can play the older ones too. You didn't play the older ones, did you?
But I already played like the only one I really liked was
The 5th one? GTA 5?
is that the most recent one?
Yeah.
And the San Andreas. But the other ones I didn't really like. I think it's just like how they both like the quality.
Mm-hmm. So yes, I got you the 4th one. You didn't care for that one?
No, that one's fine. I think it's just like maybe it was like too dark.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that one is kind of a dark one. You like more the semi-serious, semi-comedy?
No, I'm talking about like the lighting in there. It's actually
Oh,
super dark. I can't
gotcha,
see
gotcha.
sometimes.
Yeah, that does make sense. It was more like gray back then. And then, what kind of genres did you normally play? So you said GTA, so open world. Any other type of genres?
What is Animal Crossing considered open world?
Uh, like simulation.
Or like that's a cover theme too, right?
Yeah, it's like simulation kind of game. Like you own like a piece of land, farm, and then you just do day-to-day life. It's like a simulation kind of game.
Yeah, I guess.
Fantasy.
Yeah, because The Sims is considered that.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's in the title, The Sims, like the simulation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just open world and simulation.
Stimulation? You mean okay, all right. But nothing else really, because you did play Shenmue.
Is that open world?
It's more of an adventure game.
Oh.
Yeah, they consider it an adventure game.
Yeah.
And then
I like horror games, but I don't like
playing them. Yeah, you like watching those. But what about because you play beach volleyball? That's considered a party game. Do you like party games?
That's not a party game.
It's considered a party game. It's like considered a sports party game. A sporting game / party game. Because it has a lot of mini games in it. It's a game with mini games in it.
So like there's a game called the one that I always.
Which one?
You know the one that I said has like a pyramid, like.
A pyramid?
Yeah, like the boss is like.
Oh, Power Stone.
Yeah, that one. Is that a party game?
No, that's a fighting game. That's an arena fighting game. So, I mean, I guess it's not specific. The specific genres for you would probably be like simulation and open world, but you like several games in different genres, but you don't particularly like the other genres. Like you don't like really fighting games or
I
anything.
like Mario Party.
So that's a party game. Like you like kind of like party games, things that like end pretty quickly in a few turns or something.
No, I don't
Monopoly.
like them too. That does not end quickly.
You can end it quickly.
I don't want
There's like a fast Monopoly.
That's like when I played Life, the board game. I
Mm-hmm.
don't like that game. It ends too quickly.
Shoots and ladders can end quickly too. Candyland can end quickly.
I never played.
Oh. Well, the next question would probably be, do you plan on branching out? So like, now that you have some more time, because you said you don't play them anymore, but like, let's say your daughter goes to school, right? And you now have, no, I understand, but he's gonna be doing his own thing, right? And now you can finally have time, because like, when she was here, right? Like I could play with her, right? I could play like Lego games with her or something, but sometimes she would want to do something else, like on her own, and she would just watch. So now that you know, like maybe she goes to school or something, do you plan on branching out? Because you said in the new GTA, right? You probably play the new GTA game, but are there any other types of games that you're interested in? Because I know there were some games that you were telling me that you wouldn't mind playing, like Stray, the cat one.
Mm-hmm.
Would there be any other type of things you'd branch out and play?
I don't think so. I mean, the other game that I recently played was like that unboxing one.
Mm-hmm. Unpacking.
That one was not really like something I usually play.
They also have Power Wash Simulator.
Oh
They
god.
say that's a really good one. It's a really what is it called again?
That releases stress.
It's a stress reliever. Yes, it's made by Square Enix of all companies.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. So you do plan on branching out, and then I guess then what do you usually look for in a game?
What is that supposed to mean?
Like what particularly do you like look for specific characters? Because you know, like people when they play fighting games, right?
Uh-huh.
Like let's say Tekken, right? Someone might not want to play the next Tekken game because it doesn't have like a specific character in there. Like a really good example for me would probably be like GTA Vice City, and then going on to, because I didn't play San Andreas like until later, and then I got 4 and I was kind of off put by it, but it's because it didn't have like specific characters in there. It took me a little while to warm up to them, because and especially with all the profanity in there too, like they're just cussing for like no reason. Um, Sometimes people like you say, it's too dark, right? You want something that's a little more vibrant, has some color. Like for me, I didn't really care about the darkness, but I just didn't like some of the characters at that time. Like Vice City, when you first get in there, I would already like mimic or quote lines from the game because it's just funny. The music in the game too. I like 80s music. I grew up with it, so it's a very stellar thing. I like kind of like strategy games, strategy military shooters. Like I play Rainbow Six Vegas and Ghost Recon. Like what is something that you specifically like when you look at the box cover of the game, like Shenmue? Like what propelled you to play Shenmue and not like, I don't know, Soul Calibur? Because you said you had Soul Calibur, but you never really opened it or touched it.
I don't think it was for any of those reasons.
Like
The only reason why I played Shenmue was because I don't know. I tried all the games from that.
like Shenmue,
No, I tried
like all the Dreamcast games.
Yeah, I tried all of the games. If I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like, I guess if it was an open world, then I just wouldn't
Like
play
you would
them.
consider Crazy Taxi as like an open world kind of game, because you
Not
like that game
really.
too.
I don't know. I think that game just brings back like memories. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah.
Because I played that game when I first moved in
Mm-hmm.
to my mom's house.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I think that's a particularly good question because, I would look at box art for like Killer 7 here versus in Japan. If I had looked at the box cover for the Japanese one, I would have been kind of off put from the game versus the American one. You look at the American box cover for Killer 7, just shows the 7 characters and then shows like the guy in the middle. It seemed kind of mysterious to me. If I looked at the Japanese one, I'd be like, I don't know. There's too much going on. I like the art style. So, you know how they say the front cover of a book, or maybe like a tagline on the back, would make a person want to read the book. So, like when you look at the cover of the game, right? Or like maybe you watch a trailer for a game, like what's the thing that you look for the most? And you say, I don't really look at anything. Because you said you would test them all. It doesn't matter, right?
No.
But I mean, like in today's time, why don't you play a game like, I don't know, Ninja Gaiden?
Because I already know how the game is.
Just by looking at it?
Yeah.
Okay, but if you didn't look at it, actually, no, that's a stupid question, I guess, because things are digitally distributed now. So I guess I'll just move on to the next one. What's your favorite game now? I was gonna say back then, but I was like, no. What would be consider your favorite game now?
Now?
What's a game that you can go back to without worry? Like you wouldn't mind playing it, and it'll still be fun. Because that's a problem. People have nostalgia, and then they play for like a couple minutes and it's just like, eh.
I don't think the game that I played is like old, like from the past though. It'd probably be like from boxing one.
Unpacking.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Unpacking.
That's actually good because it's on Game Pass. And then, why is it your favorite?
I don't know, just relaxing to play it. Like organizing things.
So, is there anything more you want from a game? Like did you want games to be more open world or anything like that?
Yeah.
Interesting. No, but anything else?
No, I don't think so.
And then have you ever convinced someone to play video games with you?
I think only my sister. But it didn't really last for that long. So.
And then have you ever got anyone, well, I mean, it's kind of an offset of that one. Have you ever got anyone into video games? Because I mean, there's one thing to have someone play it with you, because like it's a party game, right? Like my mom will play like those games, right? You've seen her play. She doesn't normally play video games, but it's only party games, right? It's just someone playing with you. But have you ever convinced someone to get into video games?
I don't think so.
Really? Like, oh, you should play these games, and then they got into it. Kind of like with someone that shall not be named, you got them into a certain anime, you know, and then they got into that anime too.
No, because it's their choices. They want to play video games.
And then the last question is, do you think video games are widely popular now? And if so, why? Yeah, I think this is a really good question because sometimes people don't think it's widely popular, and for the reason is it's maybe just certain genres. It's not particularly the games themselves, because there's obviously a lot of backlash for them. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's bad for your health, your mental health, and it's causing violence or something like that. So there's some people that don't think it's, I mean, actually, if so, they probably do think it's popular and it's very damaging. But, you know, do you think they are widely popular?
Yeah.
Why do you think that? I mean, you don't play them. Like,
I don't really know the answer to that.
really? Like, why do you think someone would be playing Power Stone or Crazy Taxi or Unpacking? Why do you think they would be playing it? I guess that's the more specific question. Because you do play them. I mean, you don't play them, but you play them. As I said, it's kind of an interesting question.
I don't really know how to answer that question.
I mean, that's fine. Well, thank you for coming on. This guy over here is getting a little impatient. He's just looking at us. Oh, what's going on over here? And then he's like, just gonna be farting. He's just looking at me. He's like, what's going on? Is it my turn? I don't think they can understand what you're saying. Is there anything you want to say before? He's got some words.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
No, no, no. He's not gonna fall. No, he's not gonna fall. He's right here. He's got plenty of room. But anything you want to say before? He dropped his pillow though. He's like, forget that pillow. It stinks. He's like, it smells like breast milk. Is there anything else you want to say before?
I don't think so.
Okay then. All right. The only thing I can say is thank you for coming on and being the first guest of this. Well, hopefully they get to hear from you in another video. No response to that. Okay, all right. That's fine.